Welcome, wrestling fans. Welcome to Curtain Jerkin. As always, I'm your host, Jacob Grondy, reporting for the Main Event Marks YouTube channel. You can also check me out on Spotify. I appreciate you listening. If you're listening, I'm coming back on for another mini episode. I know I did one on Wednesday, and now I'm doing another one on Friday. I'm pretty excited about it because John Cena came back. You gotta love John Cena. We hated him for decades, but this is how I like to see this is how I like to say it. When you hate John Cena, you start loving that you hate him, and then you realize that you hate him because it reminds you of a simpler time, and then next thing you know, you're calling your mom on the phone, telling her that you love her because you're looking back, and John Cena kind of brings that kind of energy out of you, and he came out at the top of SmackDown. He's hosting Payback. He's going to India. Does this have anything to do with the writer's strike in Hollywood? I think so. I think he's back because of that, and hopefully that means maybe The Rock will come back because of it. I mean, I don't think that this is, this strike is not affecting the WWE, so, people still need to get paid. So maybe, I know Dwayne Johnson can afford to sit it out, but maybe he still needs a little bit of scratch. He could maybe come back. Maybe Batista could afford to sit it out, but he might need a little bit of scratch. We could still see him on TV. I know he retired from in-ring competition, but, he can still host a show like John Cena is doing this Saturday. But Jimmy Uso interrupts. Crowd chants, "We want Jay." Jimmy says, "What are you doing here?" He doesn't want John Cena to be there. These people came to see him, is what he's saying. Cena says, "The wrong Uso quit." God damn, that kind of reminded me of the line from Walk Hard. The wrong kid died. It was harsh. It was harsher than what it sounds like reading it on paper. Jimmy goes for a super kick after that, but ends up getting his attitude adjusted. We get an AA from John Cena, and that's all we saw of him all night. But he's back. Probably left early. Probably left before the second segment was underway. Back in the backstage area, though, Jimmy was acting like a real jerk all night, attacking, writers, it looked like, and even interrupting Michin. With her time with Adam Pearce. AJ took exception to this because, they're a part of this faction. Gets in the face of Jimmy, but then ends up getting taken out by Solo, who yells at Jimmy, "You leave the bloodline when we tell you you're leaving the bloodline." AJ, even more upset than before, challenges Solo in the main event. Solo versus AJ in the main event. Heyman comes out. Solo in control, but can't keep AJ down. And then right when AJ Styles was getting in control, Jimmy cuts him off, literally sweeps his legs out from the springboard attempt, and ends up, getting hit with a spike from Solo. 1, 2, 3. Solo gets the victory. And Solo's about to attack Jimmy. Heyman tells him no. But then Jimmy attacks AJ Styles, reminding everyone he's an asshole, and then leaves to the back. The bloodline divided, but the bloodline intact for tonight. No word on Jay. Didn't see Roman, but it looks like Jimmy, Solo, and Heyman are in cahoots with one another for another week. I think this main storyline throughout the whole show was cool. It got 9 people involved in everything. I mean, it started out with John Cena, then went to Jimmy Uso, and then next thing you know, Jimmy Uso is getting Michin and Adam Pearce involved, which gets AJ, and I mean, we even got an appearance from Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, so count them, which gets then ends up getting attacked by Solo, Heyman. So you had 9 people in total made up this. I guess 10. You had the production staff in a scene, so 10 people in total make up this cool storyline that flows throughout the show. I enjoyed it. The rest of SmackDown, what I thought was cool. Escobar saving Rey, but not saving the match. I wonder where that's going. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Of course, it looks a lot like the Hurt Business. Why did they break up the Hurt Business if they're just going to do that? I don't know. But I think this is still good. Nothing personal, just profits. Solid catchphrase there. LA Knight and The Miz might be the best feud in wrestling. traditional, like in traditional build, so to speak. I mean, they're just cutting good promos back and forth. Even in the Bray Wyatt tribute show, LA Knight cuts a great promo. Going into Monday Night Raw, where Miz is dressing up like him, that was kind of mid, but it brought us to tonight, where I thought this was, pretty good going into tomorrow's pay-per-view. Shotzi Blackheart with wild hair, I'm into it. Kurt Angle documentary, sign me up. SmackDown was great. SmackDown was not skippable. It was fun. AEW Rampage, kind of skippable. But we'll get into that a little bit later, because we're here to talk about not what is happening with AEW on the body of their show, like Rampage or Dynamite or Collision, but we're here to talk about what's kind of happening behind the scenes. Tony Khan had a media call on, I think it was Thursday. Daniel Bryan will be back by the October show that's in Seattle, which is pretty cool. Mercedes Moné will not be back for a while. Bandito will be back later this month, so that's kind of cool. Little injury reports there. Tony Khan did not say whether Punk would be back at All Out or not, but did say that there is an investigation going on with an altercation that happened before All In took place. So, looking into that, we all kind of know what he's talking about there. We all know what he's alluding to. And it's kind of interesting, because if you read the dirt sheets, you get on Twitter, CM Punk is hated. Everyone hates this guy. But then he, was accepting an award at the Cauliflower Alley Club in Las Vegas on Thursday. And I listened to the whole speech, and it was really good. I mean, cat's out of the bag. The guy can rock a mic. The guy can captivate an audience. And he was captivating an audience of legends and peers. And it was a really good speech. But I kind of got the sense from it, this guy is from a bygone era. Of course, they said that he started backyard wrestling in 97, started legitimately wrestling in 1999. So, 24 years ago, this guy was, going through school. And as he was speaking, he was sharing stories about how he would, get stretched, for a better term. So he'd get like legitimately, like not hurt, not like attacked, but, physically kind of put through the ringer just to get into wrestling. And then when he was into wrestling, he didn't know who was going to fight him. He was constantly nervous about legends trying to fight him. So it looks like he really did come from a different era from a lot of these guys in AEW who he has problems with, and it looks like he isn't afraid to use tactics that were taught to him maybe in that era to settle scores now. And I think that's completely foreign to some of these guys who are, speaking out against him and things like that. I'm not sure what's better or worse, but you did kind of get the feel that he was from a bygone era, and you also got the feel that he wasn't really a bad guy. He just is maybe sticking to his principles, even not taking a whiskey shot from the great Harley Race, to stick with his principles. So this was kind of an interesting speech that the Cauliflower Alley Club provided. And I recommend anyone checking it out. It was very good. The quality of the video that I found on YouTube was dog shit. So, if you're into some good audio quality, don't check it out. But if you can, manage to get through some shitty audio quality, it's a really good speech, and I got a lot out of it. But going to AEW Rampage, Santana video package was pretty good. But like the Darby Allin video packages, like the Hobbs video packages, we get these great video packages, and then it takes a few weeks or a few months to get anything going in the ring. So hopefully they can, speed this up a little bit, and we can have this great video package match a great, couple matches right off the bat. Maybe put them on Collision. Collision has a hole with Scorpio Sky now that you could kind of maybe fill with Santana. And also Collision may have a hole with CM Punk being gone. So I would like to see him on Collision. I hope, unlike Powerhouse Hobbs and unlike Darby, like I said, they're able to maintain, a good in-ring presentation as well. They lost a lot of momentum with these guys, I feel like, from the video package going into the in-ring, as I repeat myself because I'm looking over my notes. QTV. I forgot Morrison was in the fucking company. I forgot he was in AEW, but here he is on QTV. The blonde girl got coffee in her face. I didn't really get it, but my main takeaway was John Morrison is still in AEW. What's left of the JAS, I don't know if you can even call them the JAS anymore, but 2.0 and Daniel Garcia cut an hilarious promo. Not to be outdone, though, Roderick Strong with an hilarious sit-down. I feel like this neck brace is cutting off the circulation to his brain or something. I love it. But going into the matches, we had 4 big matches on Rampage, and I ranked every single one of them from worst to first. This show is mostly skippable. I wouldn't even say mostly skippable. I mean, if you're looking for, another hour of wrestling after SmackDown, of course, tune in, whatever. But there's a lot of wrestling this weekend. I mean, you got Collision, you got Noah, you got WWE Payback, you got AEW All Out. And yeah, with this is definitely just a skippable program nowadays. But I watched it for the fun, and I ranked all the matches, and the 4th best match on the show, Hangman Page versus Brian Keith. This is a guy who I was looking to catch for a while here. Indie standout, former IWTV champion, trained by Booker T, stops Hangman Page from hitting the buckshot lariat at first, but then not long after that, Hangman Page does end up hitting the buckshot lariat in a cool, last 30 seconds of the match. 1, 2, 3, Hangman Page gets the victory. And now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, I feel like these first 3 matches are kind of interchangeable. Wayne and Vikingo versus Kip Sabian and Gringo. Nick Wayne and Vikingo, pretty cool tag team here. Very random. Kip Sabian and Gringo Loco, pretty random tag team as well, but solid matchup here. Ford distracts Nick Wayne. He's only 18. Come on, of course he's going to get distracted here. Vikingo gets the hot tag. Crazy Poison Rana spot. Wayne's World 630. Vikingo and Nick Wayne get the victory. Number 2, the second best match on the show, apparently. Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale versus Anna Jay and Taya Valkyrie. Love seeing Sky Blue in Chicago. Main eventing the card. Cool to see. They cut the ring in half with Willow. She's in trouble. Hot tag to Sky Blue. Sky Blue clocks Anna Jay. 1, 2. Taya breaks it up. All hell breaks loose. Pounced by Willow. Anna Jay accidentally super kicks Taya, which led to Sky Blue being able to hit the code blue to Anna Jay and getting the victory. But then, like a real sore loser, Taya Valkyrie attacks Sky Blue after the match. Maybe that'll be something they're setting up on Rampage. I don't know. I probably won't watch. But going into the best match on Rampage, Tag Team Battle Royal. Good to see the Outrunners in a short-lived spot here. Nick Namath cracked me up. I know I'm kind of exposing myself as a CM Punk guy, but I still like Nick Namath. I still like the Young Bucks. I like Hangman Page. I'm not going to pick sides here. Jungle Boy was getting good, but it looks like he's getting gone. So, but either way, I like Namath here gyrating around, getting thrown up by Chuck Taylor. The Delete Hug battle between Best Friends and Hardys were cool, even though the Hardys got eliminated. What the hell? A clear favorite, dare I say, obvious choice to win this thing. So then I thought, okay, cool, it's going to be Aussie Open, because Aussie Open will be a rematch for the ROH titles going into All Out. And we got our final 4, Aussie Open, Trent Beretta, and Johnny Hungee. Crowd behind Hungry. He gets thrown out, but saved by Reynolds, who was faking an injury to help his partner, brings him to the steps, and he ends up stealing the victory here. We get the Dark Order versus Better Than You Bebe going into All Out. The Dark Order on AEW pay-per-view. This has got to be the first time in a long time, if the first time ever. I can't believe this, but I feel like you should have done the Hardys here, because this card needs a little star power. It's missing Punk. Put some star power on the show with the Hardys. And then you also have, MJF tying it up with, former WWE World Champion. You have Adam Cole tying it up with a former WWE World Champion in Jeff Hardy. That just seems like a no-brainer. But if you don't want to do the Hardys, Jeff Hardy's, probably, not Tony Khan's favorite guy to use based on his history. Why not do the Aussie Open thing? If you can't do Aussie Open, those guys in the Mogul Embassy were out there, the bigger guys that are in Ring of Honor. It is the Ring of Honor tag titles. These are two bigger guys. It would be impressive to see. Better than you, baby, beat those guys. So honestly, like my top three, Dark Order is nowhere close to this thing. If I had the book, I would not be doing this, but I don't have the book, and we have Dark Order wrestling the world champion MJF and Adam Cole at All Out. I can't believe it. Aussie Open is as upset with this as I am. They end up attacking Chris Jericho, who is on commentary. Sammy Guevara makes the save. Maybe this is the match that we're going to see on Dynamite. I'm not sure. All I know is this mini-sode is done. SmackDown was good. Rampage, the Battle Royal was good. The rest of the show was kind of skippable. Fly high, I'm out.